Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a Halloween tutorial for you guys. I'm so excited to be getting this up because my schedule has been so hectic and I've been all over the place that I'm just like, when am I going to film a Halloween tutorial? Unfortunately, I think I only got to do one last year and that sucked. So I wanted to do more, so this is my first one for the year. I'm super excited. I just wanted to show you guys something very simple that you can basically do at home without having to buy anything but probably fake blood. Unless you have fake blood lying around your house. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give a thumbs up if you did, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, please let me know Please leave me any Halloween requests down below. I'm not sure what my next one's going to be. I'm trying to figure that out myself, but I will have another one up for you really soon, so be on the lookout for that. Get this glamorous, kind of scary, but vampy vampire look. Just keep watching. Thanks, guys. We're going to start off by hydrating our skin. I'm using the Clinique hydrating gel. This is the different hydrating gel, or clinically proven something. And then after that, we're going to prime our face. I'm going to be using the NYX Angel Veil today to prime my face. And I'm just putting this really on my T-zone, and then whatever's left over, because I squeezed out a lot, whatever is left over I will put on my chin and on my forehead and just blend it out. It does kind of have a white color to it, from as you can tell from my cheeks, but when you blend it out, that whiteness color kind of just, you know, diffuses. Oh, and I'm putting this on my neck simply because I am going to be putting some makeup on there. I'm taking my eyeshadow primer, which is the Jessies Girl eyeshadow primer. Excuse me, I'm always trying to talk so fast in voiceovers. That's why I hate doing these. Moving on. I'm just putting this on my eyelids and just blending it out, putting it in place, and then we are going to be moving on with concealer. And I'm just going to be using this concealer to, like, as a base for my eyelids, and you can just take any color. This one's actually pretty pale because my entire face will be kind of pale, and I'm using this because I want the colors to be vibrant and whatnot. So yeah, that's just our base. Then I'm going to be taking this color. It's a taupey color. I'm using the Morphe 35T or 35 taupe palette. And I'm just putting that in the crease. That is going to be that is going to be our transition color. And I'm just going to blend that in. Blend that in and also dip it in a little bit of red eyeshadow. I don't have a clip for it, but then that's why it kind of looks burgundy looking. Then we're going to be taking this kind of plummy kind of shade, and I'm just going to start by putting that and diffusing it into the crease. Now I'm using a more denser blending brush just to actually be able to put it in the crease and just kind of blend it out. And I'm taking this from inner corner all the way to the outer corner because I want to give it this deep, you know, vampy kind of look. So that is what I'm doing. And as you can tell, the more you pack on, the more kind of bloody, kind of bruised eye you get. So just pack it on to the intensity that you want. I kept going back and forth with it. And then we're going to move on to this eyeliner. This is by Too Faced. You can really use any black eyeliner. This is the only one I actually had. So I just put this on my lid, as you can tell. And I'm not even going to take it that high up. And then I'm going to blend it out with a black shade. This one's not that black, actually. It's more muted out. And I'm just taking not such a such a carbon black color, because I want to start off with a light color and build it up, because I don't want it to be too black and then, you know, want to take off and it's going to be too hard. So you want to build the color slowly. So you can take kind of a gray color and just keep packing it on and diffusing, as you can tell. And then eventually I bring it up to the crease, but not past the crease, because then it'll look a little too muddy. But you can be very messy with this. And then I go back and reapply it because it was looking a little too dull and not too black. And then I once again just diffuse it up. Once again, be sure to take your time. Just start slow, packing on some gray and just, you know, diffusing it. As you can tell, it looks more dark on near the lash line, and then as it gets to the crease, it's more diffused. It gives it a more natural feel to it. And then I just keep going back and forth, just intensifying my lid to as black as I want it to be. And that'll also help the diffused color look more diffused and natural kind of looking. Yeah. And then I'm just taking this blending brush and just blending, making sure the black is kind of smashing in with that crease color. It does look a little red, but that's okay. That's what I want it to do. Then I take this kind of very hot pink and a kind of fuchsia color, and I'm packing that on the crease on top. This is just going to help me look more bruised, you know, more vampy. I don't know how to, you know, to me, it was just perfect. Like, I liked the color because it gave it kind of a purple feel mixed in with the red that I had put in there before. So I just keep diffusing that into the eye socket. Then we're moving on to foundation. The reason I did my eyeshadow first was because I felt like I was going to be a little too messy. But I'm taking the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation, What's New, and I'm just going to put this on with a brush because for some reason I guess I was feeling fancy that day. And then I'm going to blend it out with a beauty blender. I do want to mention I am using a much lighter shade, and that's because, you know, I want to look white, I want to look vampy, but I don't want to use like white face paint. I just want to look as light as I can be, and this was the lightest shade I had. The shade I'm using is 310. The shade I usually use is 322. And then I'm also going to drag it down to my neck, simply because, as you can tell, I'm much darker on my neck than I am to my face, because once again, you want to go a little bit lighter since you are a vampire. They run more white toned, right? Or on the lighter side. So I'm just putting that on my neck and chest. You know, if you're going to have that covered, then obviously you don't need to put any on, but for the sake of the video, I did. Then I'm going to move on to my brows. I'm going to be super quick with these. What I did was I made them as thin and as long as I could, if you can tell. And kind of made an arch as well. Very pointy, very dramatic, and precise. So as you can see, I'm keeping the thin vibe. I don't make them as thick as my usual ones, and I extended it out. And then I went in with my regular eyeshadow powder, but I also take a black eyeshadow. I take that one from the Anastasia Resi palette, and I just put it on just because I wanted them to be really, really dark. So yeah. Then I'm going to move on to concealer, and this is a super light concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind. Mine was in the shade Neutralizer, I think. So I'm just packing that on very heavily because vampires don't have dark circles. Well, at least mine wasn't. So anyways, I'm just packing this on with a foundation brush, and then I'm going to set it. You can also use your concealer to sharpen the edge of your eyeshadow. Then I'm taking this white powder, and this white powder I just got in like a BoxyCharm box. You can use any white powder. I wanted white powder, excuse me, just so I get a more very white, very stark highlighted feel. And I just packed that on with a damp beauty blender, and I took the rest down my neck to set the rest of my makeup. Then I'm going to jump right back onto my eyelids, and I'm taking this deep plum again, and while I bake, cook, whatever under my eyes, I'm just going to put this into the outer crease. I just felt like it could have used a more darker kind of burgundy color. And then I'm going to brush all that off. And you're going to see in a second that I look extremely white under there, but that is fine. That is the goal for me. I want it to look extra white. So then I'm going to put on some mascara because I'm going to prep for falsies, because you cannot be a vampire without Vava Boom eyelashes. And after that, we're going to move on to our contour. I'm taking my Lorac Pro 2 palette. I'm taking Coal Gray, Charcoal, and Black, those three shades, and I'm going to use this to contour. I'm not taking any brown or anything because since you're a vampire, I just think that your cheekbones should be sculpted with, you know, dark colors because you're a vampy, like you're a villain, you're a bad person. And then I do take a brown to kind of diffuse it a little bit because I thought I went too heavy-handed. But as you can see, it gives me the depth I need because you definitely want to show your cheekbone structure as a vampire because they are very thin and I could use it myself. So yeah, I just took those dark colors. And I don't know why there's nothing in this clip. I feel so stupid now. Anyways, I'm taking the exact same white powder that I took under my eyes to bake because I felt like my contour was a little messy, as you can tell, so I'm just taking that to sharpen it up. And then I'm going to take this Bella Perry Cosmetics. This is a very white iridescent color, and I'm sure what you're thinking. Why do we want to put shimmery under eyes? We know how vampires are supposed to sparkle or whatnot. I just thought that that would give me some sparkle under my eye. So I packed that all under my eye. Like where I placed my concealer, I placed that. And you will be able to tell how shimmery it is down there. So yeah. As you can tell, see how highlighted I look? And then we're going to move on to our lower lash line. I'm going to be taking the same Too Faced black eyeliner. And I'm going to put this in my waterline and a little bit lower. Then I'm going to take one of the eyeshadows, that one right there, Deep Plum, and I'm going to use that to diffuse the black out a little bit because I want it to be very smudgy, very smoky. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to diffuse that a little bit. Apparently diffuse is my new favorite word, I think. Then we're going to brush off all that baking powder we had used. And as you can see, it seems more softless, as well as still sharp though, because I want you to see my cheekbone. We're gonna skip blush, obviously. Vampires don't wear blush, so maybe they do, but not mine. No. Then I'm gonna take this black eyeshadow again. Well, it's not super black, and I'm gonna start outlining my lip. Now, I do an extended lip just because I felt like it was more vampy, and I'm sorry I don't have any good clips, but I didn't film this as good as I thought I did, so I apologize. You just want to extend your outer lip like to a point, basically. Oh, and I also have my eyelashes on. I don't know if you know that, but they're on. And then I'm going to take this MAC lip liner in Cherry, and I'm going to put that in the center right there of my lip because I want the outer part to be black. And then I go in with a much darker kind of burgundy lip. I actually don't have a clip for it. Sorry. And then I'm going to take a red eyeshadow, and I'm going to start putting this under the eye. I'm dragging it down as far as I want. So you can do this however you guys want. And then I'm going to take that same kind of hot pink, purpley kind of color, and I'm going to place it under the eye and just place it very messily under there and pack it on many times. At first, I know you really can't see it, that anything's there, but I promise the more you pack on, take your time, you will be able to see it. And then you can start drawing your veins. Now, I did red veins. I just used red paint because that's all I had. So just start, you know, drawing kind of squigglies, I guess. Like, you'll get to it, I promise. Like, it's super easy. Just like lines that are kind of curly and curvy and whatnot. And then I also actually took a black eyeliner and went over a couple of them so I look more deadly. And just take your time and draw as many veins as you want. I mean, you gotta look deadly, and it's gonna help you look, you know, like a vampire. And then the last step that you need to do is apply blood. So what I did was I squirted it out, and then it basically just, there you go. Yep, that's what happened. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!